Hey, I just got off one of my therapy sessions and I want to share what I've discovered. So, I've been having therapy sessions with a psychologist who deals with eating disorders pre-op, so before my operation, because all my life I've been dealing with food addiction and particularly binging. And I just wanted to get that under control. I was hoping it'd be under control before I had my operation, but this is going to be a long process. But today I had my first therapy of 2023. I hadn't seen my therapist since after the surgery, which was December 22nd. So we had a lot to talk about. And she asked me, she goes, "Do you still have food cravings?" And I said, "Of course I do." Not because I had gastric bypass that the thoughts automatically change, right? So we delved into it and we analyzed it. And I just want to share a couple of things that I came to realize in this particular session that I couldn't believe that I never thought about. So as I'm shooting this video, I'm about 19 days after my surgery. So not 3 weeks yet. I've lost about 13 pounds so far, and everything's going well. I feel good. I feel like I have energy, but I'm still struggling when it comes to, the eating disorder and the binging. And like I said, those thoughts don't just magically go away just because you've had an operation. So today's therapy was to talk about what would happen if I was going to have one of the foods that I would normally binge on. For me, in my particular case, 99% of the times it's salt and vinegar chips. I know they don't exist in the States. I've never seen them in the States. But here in Canada, we have this company called Miss Vicky's, and they make these salt and vinegar chips, and they're to die for. Like, I am completely addicted to them. And so my therapist asked me, she goes, "What if you were to have some?" And I'm like, well, if I was to have some chips right now, it would take away from what I'm supposed to be having, which is my protein. Because in the phase that I'm in right now, I'm supposed to be having a certain amount of protein. And I'm in the soft food phase right now, and I'm doing well, and I don't want to mess that up. So I told her if I was to have that, I'd feel guilty because I'm not having what I should be having. And she's like, "Yeah, but what would happen to you if you were to just allow yourself to just have a little bit of your binge food?" And then I started being very resistant towards it, because I'm like, if I was a cocaine addict, would you ask me to have just a little bit of coke? Why would you ask me to have my drug of choice? Like, why would you ask me to have that? And so she said that when we're dealing with binge eating in particular, we have to find a way to incorporate that particular food as a normal food. So trying to take away the binge from it. And she is really adamant that I should have a bag of chips in my house. And so I said, if I had a bag of chips in my house right now, I would demolish it. I don't trust myself around a bag of chips. Like, I don't think I could go a day without, like, it wouldn't be in my cupboard. There's no way I would have it in my cupboard for an entire day. But yeah, I'm supposed to do that now. So we came into an agreement that because I have restrictions and I'm eating about 500 to 600 calories a day, that the bag of chips that I should be having is a small, fun size 40-gram bag of chips. And that's about 200 calories. And so she said that maybe I should try that. And I am seriously scared because I know myself. I'm not like one of those, casual smokers that could have one cigarette. I would have like a whole pack. I'm not one of those casual drinkers that could have like one drink. And no, I would like have a whole bottle. So when we're talking about having a bag of chips, I don't know if I could trust myself with that. So yeah, I am not sure where I'm going to find the strength to take on this challenge. And honestly, I don't want to do this challenge because I feel like it's just sabotaging me. And I guess obviously this is, you know, my food addiction, and it's my thoughts on how I trust myself and how I feel I'm gonna do if I have the bag of chips. I feel like if I have the bag of chips, it's gonna be like a whole mess up with my mind, because right now I'm focused. Right now I know that I shouldn't have it, so I'm not having it. And the fact that I've had the restriction right now, I'm not really craving it. But under normal circumstances, I would become obsessive over it. Like I would think about it and think about it and think about it, and eventually get a bag of chips and eat the whole bag. And I know it sounds so silly, and I know it doesn't sound like it's something big, but it's huge for me, and it's weighing on my mind right now because I have the next 2 weeks to complete this challenge, and it's scaring me. It's literally scaring me because, again, I compare my food addiction to an actual drug addiction, you know? And I come from a family with a lot of people that are dependent on drugs. There's a lot of addicts in my family. So I've seen them, how they are when they're in their phase, when they want the drug. And I am like that when I become obsessive over my drug of choice, which is food. And I wouldn't ever put the drug in front of them and say, hey, just have a little bit, you know? So for my therapist to ask me to have just a little bit of chips is scary as hell. Anyways, I'm doing this video just because food addiction and binging is a thing, and it does not go away after surgery. It really doesn't go away. You have the surgery for other reasons, but it's not for curing your eating disorder or your binging habits. That does not go away with that. So I'm still working hard on therapy, learning to deal with those constant cravings and those constant thoughts. And if you're dealing with those constant thoughts, if you have any advice for me, or if you're further along in your therapy and you found something that works for you, I'd love to hear it. But for me right now, it's the restriction. For me, the restriction is something that I did to help me with my food addiction, but also to help me with my other illnesses, particularly my diabetes. And I feel like this restriction right now is helping me stay away from binging, because I can't physically binge. But I want to get my mind straight before it gets to the point where I am able to eat as much as I used to in the past. And so I'm fairly new right now to this operation. I'm fairly new. I'm only like not even 3 weeks in. And so I'm just navigating it and finding out what works for me. So yeah, so I'm doing this video. If anybody else is dealing with the same, reach out to me. Maybe we can share, swap ideas, and see if maybe we can help each other. If you're pre-op, so before surgery, and you're also dealing with a food addiction, just know that it's not a cure, and that if you have any access to getting any help from a professional, get it. If you don't have access to getting help from a professional, I mean, nowadays we live, in a perfect time where you can get free information. You can have access through Google search. You can have access through people on TikTok, YouTube. So reach out to a community that can help you, because you shouldn't be going through this alone. And that's it. I don't know if this was helpful or not, but I feel better talking about it. So if you stuck around this long, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I guess I'll see you around. Thanks for watching again.